Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here yet again. I'm so lucky today. I've got such a breadth of audience, not just cricket, generally sport. We've talked about the Olympics. Today we're going to talk about something which relates to not just cricket, but any sport. Families that are involved with, very famous sports people have to go through various lockdowns, and in this case, quarantine. Let me welcome a part of the Hopoate family, Jim Messina. How are you?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me, Norman.
My pleasure. So, who was that you just grabbed? Was that a future rugby league star I saw?
Yes, this is William Jr.
William Jr.
Say hi.
Hello, William.
What team do you play for? Who's your football team? Yeah. You love football? Yeah. He loves football, this boy. He's really, really strong, really rough, like his dad.
I've seen a video of young William there running around the team, going around scoring a try, a la most rugby league stars of the future. Yep. Now, look, we've got so many things we can talk about, but I thought it was particularly. I've watched your Instagram channel. What is it again? What's your Instagram channel?
Jim Messina _Hopoate. That's my Instagram.
Okay, at Jim Messina _Hopoate. We'll get you to follow that viewers later. But what is particularly interesting to me is you are in a form of quarantine, having gone from Sydney to Brisbane or the Gold Coast. Is that right?
Yeah, we're in the Gold Coast. We're in the Novotel. This is my how can I turn this around?
Hello.
So like this. This is my view from my room.
But you have it's taped. The window's taped, isn't it?
Yeah, so we actually, when we first came, it wasn't taped, and then Queensland Health advised that they would now like the doors taped. So, yeah, it's all duct taped up.
I can't.
It's a lot.
Jim saying I can't understand. I mean, with your children, I understand because of the height. But when that player, what's his name, James Roberts, was fined or in trouble for being on the balcony, I'm confused with that one. That's beyond me. Anyway, that's my opinion.
It's something I can't really comment on. But it is a mental thing. Just knowing that you're like really really locked in here, no fresh air. So yeah, but I mean the view helps. Like it's beautiful out there. But yeah, it is what it is. I guess we just got to make the most of it.
Now, for our viewers that are all over the world, including India, the USA, now this is what I want to. And having 4 children. Now Jim Messina is actually the wife of a very famous rugby league player named Will Hopoate, who plays for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Has done for a number of years. He's a star. Hello. Who have we got now? I've met William. Who have we got here?
Yep, this is Leanna. She's 1.
Say that again, Milana.
This is Leanna.
Miliana, hello.
Hi.
Hello. Wow. Will you give me a kiss too? Beautiful big kiss. That was
this is our little family. So there's Will. What's your name?
Hello, Will.
Aaliyah. She's 4. Aaliyah. Will's 3. Kailani's sleeping. She's 2. And then this is Leanna. She's 1.
I think she's going to be the most. Yeah. So this is your quarantine, effectively.
Yep, this is our quarantine. So we have to stay in our room. The only reason we can leave our room is for meal times, which is 3 times a day. They provide it. And we can mix and mingle with the people on our level. So that's it. And we can collect deliveries. But yeah, other than that, it's just in the room. So it was our halfway mark yesterday. So we're on the downhill now.
Which you celebrated?
Yeah, we did. We had a little party here in the room, so that was cool. Had balloons and yeah, it was cool.
And I've been watching your Instagram, and I'm astounded how successfully you can get through something like this with 4 children in a confined space. You cleverly get things like, well, other than getting jumped on, you have parties, you have deliveries, you have presents from family. It's amazing. I think it's incredible. You are a model quarantine person. You are the epitome of what a young family would have to do to survive. You do it brilliant. I hope the rest of the world sees this. I mean, the Virat Kohli family in India would love to see this. All teams, anyone in a team sport are in this situation, aren't they, where they're quarantined. But yours is rather unusual because you've gone from Sydney to Brisbane, correct?
Yes, we've gone from Sydney to Brisbane, yes, yeah.
So it's a Queensland allocation. It's not based on you arriving in Australia. You're actually within Australia, but you're quarantined like you've travelled overseas almost.
Yeah, it's been, as if we've travelled overseas, but we're grateful to have come when we did. Look, I've got food all over my shirt. We're grateful to come when we did because the borders actually shut soon after we arrived. So if we had waited any longer to come, then we would have been shut out and not given the opportunity again to come and see Will, my husband, and their dad. So lucky we came when we did. It was a bit of a rush to get here, but I think most people did make the move up here, not knowing what the future was going to be like with border closures and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rush, but it's good to be here. And my husband actually had his first day out of quarantine today, and he came by and waved from the street, so the kids were from inside. It was happy, but it was also sad because when he left, they were all confused, like, why can't Daddy come up and see us? And they were crying, and so it's happy, but it's like, oh, it's a bit
very hard to explain. Very hard to explain. Very hard to explain for the kids.
Yeah.
So what happens once you get through your lockdown or your quarantine? Then Will can spend time with you on a daily basis?
Yes, yeah. Will can spend time with us on a daily basis. Their restrictions are a lot more harsh than the families of players. But as for the families, like I'm from Brisbane, so I'll be able to go live and stay with my family, my parents here in Logan. But he will have to continue staying at the hub that they're given. So yeah, they still have quite strict restrictions on them, but as for the families, it's a little bit more relaxed.
So are you able to enter that so-called bubble with him, or does he come out? How does it work?
From what I believe, yes. I think that they're allowed one visitor at a time, and also immediate family is allowed. But things are changing every day, so it's hard to like comment on what we can do after. And Queensland Health are very like they're in conversation with the NRL every day with what they want to see happen. So we don't really know. We just kind of have to roll with the punches every day. So.
But that's wrong. But despite not knowing exact facts per day, per week, you were able to handle a routine with 4 children. I'm amazed at how successful you are. I mean, I'm sure it has its ups and downs, but it is something that you are. I think you're a very organized person. The impression I get, and you do it in such a way where it comes almost easy to you because you're able to organize your own fitness. You're able to organize children time, their bedtime, their feeding time, as well as playtime, and also be able to organise your own life and to keep. I think that's what your success is, and I'm sure a lot of people have varying levels of success of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think kind of sticking to their routine that they were in at home helps. Just like dinner time and that bedtime routine. As well as they nap during the day at 11 a.m. So I'm just trying to stick to those block periods as much as I can, just to keep myself sane and somewhat organized. And any chance that we get to go and get meals and stuff like that, I let the kids run their energy out as much as possible. Just to, just so that they can run off some steam and stay active. Helps them to be settled when we're back here in the room as well.
But
they
so your
also
knowledge
provide like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour of schooling, which is kind of like they get to interact with other kids in our little bubble. And like there's a few women that run that downstairs, so they're able to interact with other people for an hour of the day, and I love that hour so much.
it gives you a break.
Yeah, it gives me a bit of a breather, reset. It goes so fast though. I like come back to the room, I clean the room, and it's already time to go pick them up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it went so fast. But yeah, other than that, we're doing all good.
But you've got a finite time. You've got 10 days, did you say it was?
So it's 2 weeks total, yeah.
14,
so
okay.
Yeah, so we're day 8 of 14. So, yeah.
So, but this is a great example. What any world traveler now, your husband, he represents a country, doesn't he? He also has experienced overseas travel as an international player.
Right.
And in that realm in the future, if that's what he continues to do, he will have to travel, and you may go with him. And with this new quarantine restrictions all over the world, you will be experiencing what you've experienced now, probably on occasions elsewhere as well, which is a great bit of practice for you, if nothing less.
Yeah.
Would you agree? That's a great situation. I mean, look, to me, what I'm more involved with is obviously cricket. But I have a rugby league relationship to some of the rugby league clubs in Sydney, like South Sydney. The reality is that the importance of knowing how to handle these situations of quarantine. Normally, like the Indian cricket team, which is one of the major focuses, I've been dealing with them for most of the last year. In Australia, for example, they were quarantined very heavily. They were lucky enough to bring their families along with them on the same plane flight, landing, accommodation, the whole thing. So they weren't really separated. That was an ideal situation. Yours is a bit more reactionary to your husband going. You couldn't have traveled with him. Would have been ideal if you could have, though, because that would have meant it would have been a lot easier for you, I would imagine. So that's you're in a slightly different situation. You're pending that, and because he's in a bubble and you're not in that bubble permanently, you can't be with him. Are other families with the teams in the bubble that you know of? Are they already? If they're, say, one of the Queensland teams, for example, are they with family at the moment? Do you know, or is it?
There are players within the NRL that are currently with their families. I don't know anyone personally, but majority of us are separate from our husbands. But like what you were saying before, we are lucky, blessed to have the NRL pay for families. Like everything is inclusive. Our stay here, we don't have to take it out of our own pockets to be in quarantine. The food, the accommodation, everything's paid for, and so even though it's a bit of a sucky situation, no one's forced to be here. Everyone has chosen to be here, and all we can do is really make the most of the situation and stay grateful for it.
You might have to go and wander and see what your kids are doing. I love this. Now, you wanted me to call you Jimmy. Did you want me to call you Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy for sure. Hey, stop the fighting. Okay. Look, this is pandemic 101. Stop fighting. Come on. Hey, do you want to say hi?
Yeah, what's this one? Look.
Hello, how are you?
Say hi. Say hi, son.
Hi.
Hi. You're gonna play for Australia one day in rugby league?
Are you gonna play football?
Yeah. He looks like pizza, Mommy.
Yeah.
We could be looking at the next captain. Now, would he captain Australia or what? Who would he captain?
Yeah, hopefully.
No, but would he be captaining for Australia? Would he go back to Will's birthright? Because Will's home country is. Tell the viewers what Will's home country.
Yeah, Will's grown up in Sydney. He was born and raised in Sydney, Australia. But he is of Tongan descent. So for the World Cup, he actually had the privilege to represent the Kingdom of Tonga in the World Cup. So we don't know what's happening right now. Obviously, no one knows what's happening right now with the World Cup, but that's hopefully one day little William can run on for Tonga as well.
Now we've got a viewer. Jimmy, I've got a viewer here called Sripali Wirakoti, who has played cricket for Sri Lanka, women's cricket, for her country for 16 years. She's joined us. She's one of my people that I've been involved with for a number of years. Say hello to Sripali for me.
Hi.
Now she is a significant leap. She has just opened up her own fitness. She has a master's degree in fitness, and she's opened her own fitness center in Sri Lanka. Something that you and her should talk about, because you're a fitness person. I know that. I've seen that. So is your husband. Something for the future. She has I'll tell you about it. It's called Myra's Fitness. It's a very significant Sri Lankan fitness group, and they're growing. Something to talk about in the future, wherever you are in the world. You should get involved with it. Your Instagram, by the way, is excellent. It gives everybody a real feeling of family, sport, fitness, regimen, in quarantine, life. It's always interesting. It's not just simply, one aspect. It's multifaceted. So that's why I've got you on the show, because of that. And I must thank you. It's excellent viewing. Your kids are magnificent. So is Will. And your family, your religious beliefs are magnificent. The way you teach your kids, they are the most. They're not very happy at the moment, though. What's happened there? Oh.
Thank you, Norman. I missed the end of that, but I got the beginning. Thank you.
I was just saying how well you've done with your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, if you've got time in the future, I'd like to be able to bring you onto a show to talk about women's perspective on sport, on fitness, on discipline, on regimen, on food, the whole thing, because I think you've got an excellent understanding of what needs to be done. Not only to take care of a husband, which is enough of a problem, to take care of 4 young kids the way you have. Are you going to have any more? Are you going to have more? Are you going to have more children? Are you going to make a football team?
Yeah, I would like more, just not yet. My son is he's a bit of a handful, that one, so I'm going to have a little bit of a break.
All right. Do you need to do something?
Sorry?
Do you need to do something now, or you can have a break overall? Have a break overall. You're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, having a break from having another baby.
Okay. Tell me, how did you meet Will? Can you tell me how you met Will?
Yeah, actually, just one moment. Leanne's son, shh, go into the room, please, because I can't hear Norman on the phone. Okay, go. It's okay, you can share. So I met Will. We belong to the same religion. We're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS, and he actually served his mission because I'm from here in Queensland. He served his mission here in Queensland, and I met him there, and then after he served his mission, I was serving my mission in Adelaide, and he served for 2 years. I served for 18 months. After my mission in Adelaide, I came home and he contacted me, and we just started dating back and forth interstate. And then it was within 6 months we were engaged, and then another 6 months we were married and living in Sydney. So yeah.
But did you know he was a football player at first, or did you not?
I did. So I wasn't big into like following football. I would always watch like the State of Origin coming from Australia. I think everyone in Australia is big with State of Origin. Yeah. And I had actually watched the game where he scored the winning try. And I remember seeing that game, and then soon after he came on his mission. So I did know he played NRL before he came on his mission. Yeah.
So you knew what you were getting yourself involved with. The high level publicity, the constant movement would have been a lot to think about.
Norman?
It would have been amazing. You would have understood the high level of publicity, the spotlight, the whole aspect of traveling a lot. You would have understood that from the beginning.
I don't think I did understand that, to be honest. I didn't really even understand the game very much, but I quickly became a fan, obviously.
Yeah.
And I learned everything around it. It was weird for me to be able to, like early days with Will, it was really weird for me to go out in public and people wanting photos with him and wanting signatures and things like that. I was a bit like, oh, this is a bit too much. But he has always been very welcoming and gracious when it comes to publicity and things like that. He's very a humble person and welcoming. He wouldn't it wouldn't annoy him, wouldn't bug him. Whereas I know some other people, it's a bit like it can be annoying, I guess. But yeah, he's always been great like that.
It kind of say it's just fantastic. The way that you're able to be so calm around so much action is brilliant. You have got such an ability to be. You're obviously used to it. But look, I can't imagine how much fun it would be. I'm a big kid at heart. I would be probably playing on the ground there with the toys right now. I'm that sort of person. I love kids. I think they're wonderful. I've actually got about 20 kids. They're called cricketers who around the country, such as Hopoate, who we talked about earlier. I enjoy seeing people grow in the development, and I hope your son does very well. I mean, I'm assuming he wants to follow his dad.
Absolutely, he loves football. Like he loves it. He's 3, and there's I think 5 to 6 year olds on his team, and there's no fear in him. He just goes full ball. Even if he gets hurt, he'll just run it off. Never cries. You know, a lot of little kids will sook or whatever. I expect him to, because he sooks all the time at home. He's my biggest sooky baby out of all my kids. But when it comes to football, he doesn't sook one bar. I'm like, oh, I like this game.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? I mean, young boys are the biggest sookies. They are the biggest. They are. There's no doubt. I mean, hands down, girls are generally a bit more sensible. Okay, yeah. Tell me what your thoughts are for the future. Do you have a plan to grow your Instagram? Do you want to make that into a profession? Not a profession, but a possible outlet for you? Is it a way with your kids that you're able to feel independent in terms of earning? Is that what you're looking at? Because if you are, you've got the perfect resume there for success. You understand that? You have got an amazing Instagram. You do the same thing on YouTube, and all my viewers, once they get to know you, will be knocking on your door saying, come to YouTube. Let's see what you're doing there on Instagram on a regular basis. You would be a natural to it. You have this stage presence. You have this ability to show your life, but in a way which is very informative. It's educational. It's a learning experience. Young families would love to see it. Young kids would love to see it. And sporting people would be intrigued as to how somebody handles the whole situation with a famous sports person. Can you imagine being Virat? Do you know who Virat Kohli is?
No.
Okay. Well, you're going to learn very quickly about Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is the captain of India. He has a population of 1.5 billion that adore him. Wow. They follow if he sneezes, he gets millions of hits.
Right, I bet.
Okay. Quite frankly, anything he does is hot property. So what you're experiencing, times that by 5,000. You get the understanding of coverage. So your husband's very well known. He's played at a very high level. He's very, very respected. But we have a population of 20 odd million. Try and imagine to be 1.5 billion that are fanatical about cricket. The people watching this now are in that mode. They adore sporting heroes. What we'll do is we'll bring you on, if you wish, in the future. We'll promote your Instagram and let Will at his own leisure, at his own time, if he wants to be involved. We have an audience in England, India, all over the world. So there's so much potential for you to show what you're doing and really embrace it, because you have an incredible incredible. It's not a concept. It's a great form of reality for young children, and the trials and tribulations, the structure of family around you and religion is incredible. I'm so proud to watch what you do, because I learned at my age, I learned from understanding how important family is and how you must take time for each part of your life, not just your kids, but your husband, your religion, your family, and your me time, as you're describing it. I'm sure you have your McDonald's background. I think has come into play here, because they're very disciplined with the way they approach things. I mean, for you as both, Jimicina and I both have had a McDonald's background. And were you a manager at McDonald's? So was I. I was a manager at McDonald's too. I was at King's Cross, Auburn when I was younger.
So good. I worked in school, and I actually, when I became manager and I was able to help with the hiring process, I went and asked all my friends, who needs a job at McDonald's? And I had half of our youth at church working at McDonald's with me.
Well, that's a family. That's a family. That's a good idea. People you can trust, that you know. Right. So just quickly, just give a quick rundown as to your day. What do you do in a day? Tell me what you do in a day. You wake up, obviously, but how's your routine?
Sorry, was that a rundown of my day? I get cut out.
Yes. Do you have it really planned?
Okay, yes. So we wake up. Actually, we have there's speakers throughout the entire hotel, so we get announcements constantly throughout the day. We have someone announce the elevators can now, for our level, the elevators can now be used to go down to the restaurant, enjoy your meal. So for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's announced. Any other time we're not allowed to really use the elevators other than picking up deliveries. So it's breakfast. So we get up, get changed for the day, go down to breakfast, come back up. We usually will do a fun activity for all the kids to just start the day. After that, we'll have a nap. All the babies go down. So yes, I've got 4 babies, all under the age of 4. They all nap at 11 o'clock. By the time they wake up, it's lunchtime. We head down for lunch, come back up, and we do another fun activity together, or in our room or out with the other kids on our level. After that, we will just either put on a movie, just chill time in here. After dinner, then the night routine, which is the bathing, changing, bottles, bedtime. We always, like you said, religion's very important to us, so we always pray together as a family.
I don't want.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. What's that? That looks nice.
Yeah, that's from your daddy.
Oh, wow.
We pray together throughout the day, and always pray before bed at night. It is the same. That's our day right now. When the kids go to bed, that's really my time. So I will do a little, like, half an hour to an hour workout. My mum was kind enough to bring some weights for me, so I can stay sane. And so I have my little workout, and then I just de-stress and unwind for the day. So
Well, and you keep that very regimented. You keep that almost identical each day.
yeah, I just changed. Like, now it's day 8, and I'm running out of ideas for, like, the kids' activities. Like, I've gone down my list of things: painting, Play-Doh, bubbles. I'm like, oh, the list is getting shorter and shorter. So I need some more creative ideas.
Well, have you asked your Instagram viewers?
I actually haven't. I might just do that. Send me through some ideas.
That's a good idea. I think it'd be great. And look, if you want it to come, if I've enjoyed this has been amazing. You're a natural for this. You're an absolute natural. Take my word on that. You have got so much to offer. Not just the football public, but the general public of both Australia and the world. What you do is dynamite. People need to see that you can survive with 4 kids under the age of 4. Look at that. Amazing.
The mess, I've just let them create a mess so that they can keep quiet while I'm on the phone to you.
It works perfectly. It works perfectly. Your youngest is going to be the star. She's going to be the star. There's something about her. I can see she knows how to already work the rest of the girls and boys in her family. Is that right?
Yeah, she's the boss.
Is she the boss? That's not surprising. The youngest so far is always the boss.
Yeah, she's the
Look,
boss.
you are welcome. Jimicina, you're welcome anytime. Yes, you are. You are a
the boss? Yeah.
Oh, you're too busy. The fact is that I love when you were doing your exercise, the way that she interacts with you when you're doing your exercises, the way that she jumped on you or she, that's just, and then she started to do the same exercise as you.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
Yeah.
So look, you're welcome anytime. If you'd like to be a guest, you can even eventually do your own show on your own channel. But in the meantime, you can grow your audience to a different audience if you like. You can do whatever you like. You're welcome anytime. This has been incredible. I really appreciate this because I've enjoyed watching what you do. I'm sure I'm one of many people that would love to understand what you do. This, again, as I said, religion, family, discipline, education, so many facets of you. Which I think we all need to learn from that. I really do. I commend you tremendously. It's been an honour to have you on the show.
Thank you, Norman.
And you can have Will, tell Will, he can watch, of course, the replay of this, but is he watching live now? Or he's probably too busy.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. The fact is that...
tell him about this.
Yeah. So the point is, you are welcome anytime. I'd
you.
love to get your if you want to come on again before you leave quarantine, I'd love you to, just to get a feeling of how you're coping. And I know it doesn't have to be good. It can be also the bad. Just how you handle it is extremely important for people to learn. It's not perfect. I know it's not perfect. There would have been moments when the kids are all crying, things go wrong.
Yeah, get a lot.
But you're getting, probably the biggest one I see is the locking of the doors with the tape.
Yeah.
The kids, because they've been outside already, they won't understand why you've had to do that. And no matter what you say, they won't comprehend that. That must have been a hard that would have been a gem of a conversation, how you explained how the doors were closed. That would have been hard to understand.
Yeah, like initially the door was a bit of a worry for me, having little ones and a balcony, but knowing that there was a double lock, it made it felt a lot safer. But having that option that we could go outside and get fresh air was always so nice for the first few days, but now knowing that it's locked off to us, it is a bit of a it is a bit hard, and I know a lot of people are taking it quite hard. We're just hoping that things may change in the next couple of days, but there's no promises, so we just have to do the best we can to cope with it.
So
but
people
there are
on the
a lot of people that are not coping. I think after the first day, there were I think 50 people that left.
Really?
Went back home to New South Wales just because when we first arrived, the restrictions became a lot more strict than what were expected. So we were initially told that we could. Sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
Mommy.
We were told that we were allowed to roam free, in and out of the hotel, and then when we got here, it was only in your room. So a lot of people ended up leaving, going back home to New South Wales because of that. So
there's more than one football team there. There's the Bulldogs, but there are others, aren't there?
There's Roosters, there's Manly. I think that's it.
Are all the teams on your floor, or only your team on your floor?
It's all mixed. Everyone's mixed on different floors. So
right.
Yeah, we're not all like the Bulldogs don't have one floor to themselves. Everyone's together.
Okay, which is fair enough.
Mixed together, yeah.
Well, again, this has been wonderful. Is there anything you
jump off?
Okay, my pleasure to have you, Jimicina. We'll have you again if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our viewers for watching. It's a lot. You're going to enjoy this immensely. Thank you. Anytime you want to come on, you've got a spot, and we'll get you.
Thank you.
Involved. All right. Thank you
Thank you
again.
so much, Norman. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
All the better.
Thank you
Thank
so
all the better
much.
for us. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
say
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Say thank
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you too. Really appreciate it. That was an amazing situation where we can get inside a quarantined family from a famous football star from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. That is Will Hopoate. They're up in Queensland. They're originally based in Sydney. They had to move to Queensland. They had to be quarantined, going through Sydney, going through New South Wales and Queensland borders, not even leaving Australia, but New South Wales to Queensland. They've been quarantined for 2 weeks because of the outbreak of COVID-19 here in Sydney. They've gone up there and they've gone through the 14 days of lockdown. Very hard. Even the doors are taped. They can't leave the room only for breakfast. There's certain restrictions, but it's very interesting how a young family of 4 children under the age of 4, effectively, are handling such an incredible strain. I would imagine on the situation, having them cooped up in the one or two major rooms within a hotel. Fantastic to see how calm and how composed Jimacina is. Fantastic, both the way that she handles her faith, her family, her relationship, the whole restrictions, and even her own fitness levels and her own eating habits are all amazingly well done. So I take a lot of strength from what I saw there. It's for us all to see how to survive, not just lockdown, but quarantine in general. So I'm sure the Indian team are experiencing the same thing when they travel with their family or not with their family. It's a very difficult situation as well. They've had it for a lot longer, arguably the same in some ways, but they're very similar situations. So incredible. The kids that were amazing, weren't they? The young Will Jr., his father, of course, played the highest level for Tonga. He is worthy of Australian representation as well. He's been at the highest level. So amazing to see how they handle it. So stay tuned, guys. This episode was impromptu. We'll have another episode later today. It'll be more around the Sri Lanka versus India match. So stay tuned for that. So thank you again for your time, guys. All the best. Please welcome us out to our channel. That's Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koch. I have my Instagram there at Norman Koch. Of course, Jimacina's one is at Jimacina_Hopoate, which I'll put in the page post the talk. So again, that's at Norman Koch for my YouTube, not my YouTube, sorry, my Instagram and my Twitter. But my YouTube channel is Eyes on Cricket with Norman Koch. Please subscribe. Hit the subscription button, as I said. Also the alert button, which allows you, the notification button lets you know when the next episode will be. And please, you'll get a lot more out of this. Watch my community page as well. So thank you again, guys. All the best. We'll talk to each other soon later today. This is Norman Koch.